Debunking the theory that one eye fits all. And how does that relate to the integral project? Well, there is no such thing as a perfect average. A perfect average implies that nothing perfectly fits anybody. So when we have an education system where everything is averaged, the fact remains is nothing fits anybody to the T. But then the reality is, what do we do with that? When there are millions of children, when every individual is a complete individual, when every individual is unique, can you have a custom-made system for everybody? But everybody will nod their head and say, of course not, how can you? If there is a school, there is an exam, there will be one set exam and everybody will undertake that. That's how evaluation happens. You can't have a set of papers, each kid getting a separate question paper. You can't have a kid getting a separate curriculum. Everybody will have to follow a set of an averaged curriculum. The integral project doesn't argue with that, doesn't accept that. It just has its own tune, its own beauty, its own lyrics. And what are these? And how does education and growth of a child relate to this? When a child is able to choose her topic, when a child's curiosity has a place in the system, when a child's thirst or search or even idle curiosity is not put away, is not put down, but in fact is taken up, in fact is channelized, in fact is given a direction, in fact is allowed a flow, then what's happening? Hello, we have a custom-made system for each child. And something which seemed absolutely impossible, ridiculous, something to be laughed at, suddenly becomes a beautiful possibility, at least something which deserves an exploration. Let me expand on that. How does the integral project help to nurture the individual? How does the integral project cater to the individual and not the law of averages? Well, because a child can choose, because a child can work individually or in a team, because the child will research and find her own answers, because a child is encouraged to share and above that to reflect and self-evaluate, that immediately makes the child the boss, the teacher, the learner, all at once. It's amazing, yet it's possible. It works. It's not an impossible dream. So yes, we don't have to have a kid saying, you fit into this, that this is the mold. We are not arguing with molds. We don't need molds. It's not an idea of fighting molds at all. But it's a question of what do you need a mold for? You don't need it. Because the child is following and creating the path. She is creating the path and she is following it. He decides what he wants to study and he studies, he searches, and he also self-evaluates, also shares, also takes feedback from others. So I would say the integral project puts the child at the center and empowers each and every child who chooses to learn in this particular way. Because this particular way, in a way, allows a child to be her own guru, be her own teacher, and be her own shishya, be her own student learner.